Hey guys, how are you?
Good,
Good,
good.
how are
I
you?
was gonna,
Good.
I was gonna say
I
good evening, but I need to
yeah,
say
good
good
morning. Good
morning.
morning.
Yeah, but it's
I
evening where I am is all.
Oh, are you? Okay, okay. I watched three episodes of this, or two and a half, just to be honest, and I found it extremely intriguing. I'm going to start with you, Eva. What was it? Is this one of your first sort of like main characters that you're playing on TV?
Yeah, it's my first role ever, really. So it
Ever?
was, yeah. So it was, I mean, it was a blessing to be a part of, you know. But yeah, it was, of course, it was really nerve-wracking and stuff at first, but it was so brilliant to be a part of such a collaborative and amazing cast and crew. So, but yeah, it was my first ever lead, I guess, as well. Yeah.
Mm.
And
Growing up.
you would never have known it.
Absolutely. No, you smashed it, I have to say. Warren, what was it like getting the call to say you're going to be playing this role? Because he's a really interesting and complicated person, and with sort of more depth that you give him the credit for. What was it like getting the phone call to say, or the sort of email saying you're going to play him?
Oh, it was great, from obviously the first point of any job is the script, and I read the script and thought it was fantastic, that this world, the Helen's writing, the characters, um, it was something that you just wanted to keep reading, and I wanted to be a part of it. So yeah, to then get the job and know that you were starting was brilliant.
Mm. Eva, was there many people in your sort of like category when you were? I'm guessing you auditioned for this, or were you just handpicked straight away to do it?
Yeah, I auditioned. I mean, originally it was like just the self tape, and then it was just like two meetings. But I was really passionate about it, you know. But yeah, it's always usually auditions. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's I'm assuming it's set somewhere that you know really well. So what was it like, sort of finding yourself in such familiar sort of surroundings playing this character?
For me, it was, it was really special. I mean, I think because I am from Liverpool myself, and for it to be set in Merseyside was brilliant. And like you said, it was so familiar, the locations we were filming in, and I think that's going to be so exciting for, I guess, local audiences as well to see those familiar places. And yeah, I think it's brilliant that it's set in Liverpool, and there's so much like heart in the city as well. So it was really special, I found. Yeah.
And do you know much about Helen's work at all, and sort of the novels and stuff like
Well,
that?
yeah, so Helen is she's written novels like you said, and Sonny, who was in the he plays Adam in the cast. He got me one of the novels, but I'd never
Oh.
actually read about I'd never read their novels before and stuff. But I think her writing's it's brilliant, and each character's so detailed. But yeah, it's she's a brilliant writer. Yeah.
I'll go back to you, Warren, and it's like so. This is set in a sort of quite a rundown area of Liverpool, and with kids growing up in poverty. But then the other side of the road is where the wrong side of the track and the right side of the track with people living in a sort of luxury. Was there anything in this premise that interested you that made you want to do it? Do you recognize anything in your own life in that?
Oh, absolutely. I find it interesting that you say that one side is the right side and one side is the wrong side, because I think just because the socioeconomic differences, I don't necessarily mean that means that you're on the right or the wrong side.
Mhm.
But yeah, I could certainly identify, growing up on a council estate. I grew up in Warrington, not too far away from Liverpool, so getting back up and filming up that way. But yeah, I could certainly recognize uh the area, certainly that the Deacon family grew up in, because it's not too dissimilar to where I was born in Warrington, and where I was living for my early years. Um, but I just think also, this the story, and almost the young people that we're kind of viewing this world through their lens,
Mm.
and the parents, and the what it asks that question of where's that fine line of what's support and kind of over pressure and what's, you know, being pushed into something. And I think it explores that really well. And I kind of had a reference point to that also, because, you know, when I was from like 15 to 25, was Thai boxing professionally. So kind of the similarity of this kind of elite sports, obviously in the gathering world, it's gymnastics. But, you know, I certainly saw that, and my parents were very supportive. But throughout that time, you know, I'd see kids in there whose parents were pushing them to do something, or they might not have wanted to go. So I think, you know, it really handled that well. And I think so many people will be able to identify, you know, whether that's, you know, your Sunday kids football teams, and there's always one parent who's a little bit overzealous on the touchline. And again, it's that where you know, is that encouragement, or is some of that too much? Is that sometimes too much pressure? And I think that those ideas are certainly explored throughout the series.
Eva, it's like a sort of ensemble of very young, sort of up and coming actors here. And I know, Warren, you've been in that situation before in your past working life as an actor. Eva, did you get any sort of advice at all from Warren or from any of the sort of older actors on how to handle the sudden sort of fame you are likely to get when this goes out?
Well, you know, I love Warren. I had such a great time with Warren on set, and really, like, you know, the things that we were talking about were really grounded things. And, you know, it was mainly like we were just having a laugh and stuff like that. But Warren definitely, as I've said before, made me feel more at ease, definitely. And, you know, I was more concerned about being on set and navigating how to do that for the first time. But, you know, as I don't know, me and Warren we were very, I'd say I'm staying humble and, you know, and patient and stuff like that. But advice mainly came with, you know, navigating scripts as well and stuff like that. I mean, I bought an iPad for the first time in my life, which was seemed to be the talk of the town on set.
Scriptation.
Yeah, scriptation. And Warren showed me how to an app that you can annotate your scripts and stuff like that. That was so helpful. But yeah, I mean, watching Warren work and, you know, the more experienced actors was brilliant. You know what I mean? Watching, sorry, the young actors as well. I mean, everyone was such generous scene partners as well. And, you know, the kind of the ground of trust that I had with Warren was brilliant. And I was always asking questions. I mean, I felt like I could, you know.
It's such a crazy business that, you know, you will literally, I think we met a couple of days before we started shooting, and for the first time you're going, hey, lovely to meet you, I'm going to now play your dad, and you're thrown into this thing that there's already a backstory. So obviously the script is the blueprint and it's all there for you, but just getting to hang out and spend time, and that naturally builds, you know, as you're filming, you build a rapport with people and you learn to trust them, and you kind of have a laugh offset, and you know, you're doing the work, and that slowly builds and helps with everything. But you know, I don't think, I would never give any actor, there's not really advice on handling fame, because I don't think at any stage, whether you're early in, you're not concerned with that. You're concerned with the work, and you're concerned with doing good work. And yes, as a byproduct, some people will see your face, and that is the thing. But I think, or certainly from my point of view, that's not something that I'm kind of interested in. You're just interested in, you know, great scripts, doing great work, working and collaborating with brilliant people. You know, it's such an army that on every single job that you work with, and every single person is super important. And it's that collaboration, I think, that certainly I think from watching Eva work, you know, that's what we're interested in. And, you know, telling the story, entertaining an audience, getting them to, you know, entertain them, but also if you can be provocative and ask questions and shine a light on certain topics, then brilliant.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey you guys!
Hey you guys!
Hey, that's what they all say.
Hey you guys!
Hey you guys!